Welcome back to another video, guys. You join me out here in Nacho on another stunning evening. Today we're in for a special one. We've got a bit of an adventure planned here. We're doing an overnight trip on Nacho. I've got all the rods with me. I'm already baited up, set out. We're aiming to catch something tasty for dinner before going back into the harbour overnight, anchoring up and spending the night in there. So we're all anchored up. I've got two rods out, both baited with mackerel. That one on the right there is just feathers baited with some mackerel with a lure on the bottom. And that one is a different type of lure, 3 different lures, both baited with mackerel, all 3 of them baited with mackerel. So yeah, just waiting for our first customer. Now what I've also got off the side here, which I'll give you a show, is something I made a little bit, a couple of days ago even, is a little chum bucket, which I don't know if you can see those little particles that it's chucking out now. Trying to get the fish on the feed. It's not the best time. This is the earliest I can get out, but we're kind of on slack tide now, which is lovely and calm, but not that great for fishing. But I might try and give you a show of that a bit later. But I'm just trying to get some of the fish on the feed, try and get some around me. I'd love a bream, gurnard would be amazing. You know, something that's a good eating fish because it's going to be my dinner for tonight. But sleeping on the boat, got my sleeping bag, all my creature comforts with me, so I need to catch something or else I'm going hungry. Now my mum caught an absolutely stunning tub gurnard the other day, just not too far actually, across from here, which is really what I'd like to catch. She didn't keep it, she put it back. She caught 2 actually, and she thought they might be a breeding pair, hence why she put them both back. But I would absolutely love to catch one of them for dinner tonight. I've never caught one, never even tried one, but I've heard they're amazing eating. Now I've got enough bait to last me all weekend because I plan to be out all weekend. I've got all these mackerel fillets that I've raided the freezer for over the summer. I've been catching quite a lot of mackerel actually, it's been quite good going. And I've also got some leftover prawns from dinner the other night. So these are going to keep me going for, well, today, tomorrow, and fishing Sunday if I'm out, which I know I'm going to be, so yeah. Right, we just had our first bite on that right hand side rod there. I've repositioned, so I'm a bit further out now. I'm in deeper water. As you can see, there's a lot more action going on the sounder. There's probably a shoal of something down there below me. But we definitely had a bit of a nibble on that one. Oh, there we go, we had a bite on that one as well now. There we go, we're on, we have our first customer. Right, we're definitely on here, guys. Both my rods have had their mackerel, well, those prawns you can see have been absolutely stripped bare. And this one, that mackerel has been taken apart as well. So it's probably a load of scad or something that's picked away at it. I'd love it to be bream. Oh, I wish it was bream. Bream should be caught on that because those are small enough hooks. These are probably a bit too big hooks for bream, but that's why I want both out. But let me get these rebaited and back down there and let's see if we can do something. Keep it on, see that? See those nibbles? They're just pecking away at my mackerel. Little piranhas. Get in. It's bream, guys. My first ever bream. It's a little bit too small. Oh, guys, I'm buzzed. There's bream down here. That's exactly what I was after tonight. Check that out. Oh, I'm buzzed. He's too small. He's covered in spikes. But the fact that it's bream down there, I'm happy. He's unhooked himself. Look at that. Oh, I'm made up, guys. First bream. All right, as soon as my rods start going crazy then, within seconds. So I'm 2 bream down now. And I've got a bite on that rod again now. So I might have to strike again. Guy came up to me and was like, oh, what are you on? What are you catching? What are you using? Within seconds. I don't know what you catch quicker. As soon as you get a fish on, I don't know if more fish flock to you quicker or other fishing boats. But I'm happy. I'm always, that's the reason I've got a YouTube channel. Share knowledge, you know, it's a sea for everyone to use here. Right, it's gone a bit quiet now after those couple of bream that we've had. I think that first one was definitely out. It was too small for eating. So the legal size limit for a bream is 22 centimeters, which is that. I mean, I don't know what I can show you in comparison to my head, you know. So yeah, that one was definitely too small. And to be fair, if it was right bang on 22, then I don't know. I want a good size one if I'm gonna take it for dinner. But I'd love a bream. Okay, so the guy that came rushing over to me when he saw my like rod bending over, he said he was looking for bass, And to be fair to them, it's the wrong time for bass right now. It's slack tide, there's not too much going on in the water. Although it is dusk, which is normally a good time for him. Although he's just heading in now. He's either heading in or repositioning. I hope he's not heading in, because I reckon if he sticks it out, if he's after bass, he should be on. Sorry, I just keep an eye on the rods. So what I'm doing now, we're starting to lose the light. In fact, sunset is officially in the next 5-10 minutes, and then obviously we'll have a little bit of a glow in the air. But I'm just getting my lights on the boat ready, all my torches, so that I'm not fussing around for them when it's dark. I've got them, I know exactly where everything is. I'm gonna have a bit of a tidy up in the boat now that I've kind of got my lines out, got everything sorted, and we've had a bit of fish on the boat already. But I still need dinner. That's the issue now. I still need something to have for dinner tonight. I've got potato chips. I made, like, as in chips that I've made out of potatoes that I've cut up. But I don't want just that. I need some fish to fry up. So yeah, we've got a few hours there still. Looks like we have another customer, guys. Yep. Either that or they're just pecking at it, which is most likely what's happening. I might have to change this rig out for some smaller hooks for now, for the time being. But if it's bream down there, then I'm not too bothered. Oh yeah, bream just chewing up that mackerel yet again. Now if they find that rod, I'll be in. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change out the hooks on this. I'm going to bring this one in for now and put on some smaller hooks. I already have a rig actually which I can use. Otherwise we're just going to be giving the fish a free dinner all night. I'm going to go hungry. Okay, and here is said rig. We just had a big cruiser go past, so we're going to have a big swell coming in a sec. But yeah, here's the said rig with the hooks already made up. So I'm just going to whack this on, put a weight down there with it. And I think we'll turn some of these nibbles into some... I just hooked my finger. That's fine. Part of fishing. Yeah, we'll turn some of these nibbles into some fish and some dinner. Change out the rig. Now, the last time I used this rig, actually, was when I went night fishing the other day. And I caught my PB fish on these just tiny little hook rig. I caught a 17 17 pound thornback ray. So hopefully the luck is still in them and they can do me well tonight. Okay guys, I've actually drifted a little bit further than I thought I had done. I'm going to go back over where the bream were kicking off because it's died off about 20 minutes there. So I'm going to head back to the ledge where we've got a bit more rocky ground and different terrain and drop my mackerel back in. But it's 8 o'clock now, so we're on the ebbing tide. It's just starting to kick off. So yeah, here we go. Fingers crossed we get some dinner. Right, it's getting close to squeaky bum time now. Tons of fish underneath me, and we're starting to get a bit of a current. The lights dropped right off, as you can probably tell. I've got the lights going on in the boat now, and we're all lit up nice and safe. But yeah, nothing since those bream. I had a bit of a tangle, which was a bit annoying. In fact, my two lines actually, as the boat started to turn, as the tide started doing different things, I think my lines must have caught onto each other. So I thought I had a fish, and it turned out just to be my other rod. But yeah, tons of fish below me, loads of fish. There's a shoal of something, but nothing to be caught yet. Although I keep seeing my mackerel keeps getting stripped off some of my hooks. So there's definitely bait fish down there that's kind of nipping away at it. And I'm happy if it's bream because I wouldn't mind hooking onto a decent sized one still. But yeah, still, it's only just gone 8 o'clock. I'm probably going to be out here till about 10 o'clock before I'll then motor in and anchor up and cook whatever we've got. Might just be a chip dinner. Fingers crossed it's fish and chips. Tell you what guys, I've just been sat here, started a new drift just over this little spot, and a bass, I'm not kidding, a big bass just jumped clean out of the water. Can't believe it. So I'm rushing now to try and get a lure and a rod. This isn't even a spin, well, this is a big beach casting rod. In fact, I had this set up for a spot we were going to yesterday, but I'm going to quickly just crack a lure onto this. I can hear them jumping around all around me. Right, give me 1 sec guys, get myself sorted, and we'll try and get a bass instead. Right, no luck trying to catch a bass then. Honestly, I can still hear fish just jumping around me. I would try and show you guys, but it's impossible on a GoPro. I might try and get some iPhone footage because it's a bit better in the dark. But yeah, so it's 8:39 now. I've probably got another hour and 20 minutes before I might start heading in and just, you know, calling it quits. It's not over though, we're still going to be out in the morning. I'm going to be out anchoring up, sleeping overnight in the boat, and I'll be up at 6 AM. So might be a chip dinner for tonight, and I do have a nice cold cider actually, just as a consolation prize. But hey, let's not give up yet. We still got time. I tell you what, I'm not admitting defeat, but I am going to head inshore a little bit. Frustrating, really frustrating. I'm surprised. Okay, that was weird. That's definitely a sign to head in. That's terrifying. So I'm all anchored up now. Let me show you. Well, I'm not anchored up actually. I'm tied up to a buoy. As you can see, in the gorgeous Christchurch harbour. It's actually a really cool vibe here. There's a few people out on their boats. I can hear them on the moorings, you know, having drinks and gatherings and stuff, which is really lovely. And all the beach huts that I can see in the distance. Loads of life. As I was coming back in to the moorings, I could see, or I could just smell like fire pits and barbecues and like, oh, it's really cool. So I think I'm going to be quite comfortable and feel quite nice in here tonight. But yeah, bit of a shame that there was no fish caught. I'm going to do a bit of nesting now, as some would say. Have a bit of tidy up and get rid of old bits of bait and fish guts or whatever. And then we're going to crack out a cider, which should be ice cold now in the freezer or the cool box, and get these chips on. I have got some bacon actually, so I could put some bacon bits on. So chips and bacon, it's not the end of the world, but definitely would have preferred a fish. But I didn't want to push it tonight. It was getting, and we've got no light left now. It's pitch black out here. With the winters rolling in, the days are getting really short, as you would expect. So yeah, I came in a little bit earlier than I thought because I'm going to be out first thing in the morning tomorrow. So I'm thinking, have a nice chilled evening on the boat now, and then I'll be back out on the water 6 AM after there's bream, there's bass, all the stuff that I want to catch. I'll have a good time of it in the morning. So I'm going to tidy up for a little bit, then I'll come back to you in a sec. I'll get this dinner cooked. There we go, guys. I know it doesn't look like much, but it smells incredible. I know we're getting towards the end of summer now, but next season I need to do more of this. So peaceful. Just out on the harbour, I can see all the lights of the different houses. There's a couple hotels dotted around those lights there. And you can just hear like conversations and atmosphere and all sorts going on. I can hear a little motorboat over, that's Muddyford. This, where are we? You can barely see my finger. This light here is Muddyford Harbour. The run that we came in through, or we always come in through earlier. And then all those lights there, those dots, all the beach huts lined up. People having a good time. Awesome. Keeping the hatch open for a bit of ventilation because it's still, well, today it was like 30 degrees and tonight I don't think it's getting that, it's still really humid. So a bit of air, if I do get cold I can close it, but keep it open. Right then guys, I'm settling in for a night's sleep, for a night's kip. Overall, pleased with the session actually, it wasn't too bad. I've never caught bream before, it'd been a target species of mine for quite some time, so although there were just a couple of quite small ones, still happy to have done that, ticked it off the box, ticked it off the list. And this is the first time I've overnighted on Nacho, so another milestone, and it's been really cool so far, just being out here having dinner. It's awesome, real good fun. So I'm going to get finish my cider, listen to a bit more music and podcasts, and then I'm up at about 6 AM. Sunrise is forecast for 6:30, so by then I should be out at sea. I mean, this is as close as I can get to being, you know, ready to go. I think the plan for tomorrow, we should have about 4 or 5 hours out there. Target some bream, probably going to target a few sand marks, and then if the tides are in our favour, the conditions are in our favour, I'm going to head over to the bridge, the Needles, which is supposed to be the stomping ground for some big bass, and I might give that a go. So yeah, see you in the morning. Morning campers, just gone 6 AM, my alarm's just gone off. Check this out for a sunrise. Tell you what, I didn't sleep too badly actually last night. I ended up on the bench seat here, laid out flat. First thing, let's get some coffee on, some bacon going, and then we're heading out back to sea. Trying to make up for last night. Kettle is boiled, coffee is in here. Lovely stuff. I've got to say, I can't think of many better smells in the morning than bacon frying on a pan. Which brings me back to like campsites and all sorts of good times. Alright. Bread's ready. Bacon's nearly there. There she is. The masterpiece complete. Alright, just to give you guys a show of what I'm planning to do. So I've anchored up over some sand. There must be some, I think there's definitely weed and like some rock structures around here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set the 2 rods out. I'm going to have them right on the bottom near the sand, both baited with mackerel. What we'll do, we'll bait them up, and I'm going to sit here probably for about half an hour or so. My mum is coming out on her boat, and we're going to head down to kind of like New Milton Way, in that direction towards the sun, which just looks incredible this morning. Like, it's putting on a proper show. And we're going to anchor up there for a few hours, I think. Target some bream. They've been catching a fair bit of bream off that beach apparently this summer, so we're going to give it a go. And then depending how much time we've got, I'm quite keen to head over to the bridge later this morning. You might see the Needles way in the distance there for some big bass. But first things first, let's get these lines in the water. Also, this is that little chum bucket that I was using yesterday. Obviously it's kind of defrosted now, but I'm going to chuck this back out there, see if we can't get some fish around the boat and on the feed. I don't know, again, if you can see the particles coming out of that. See what it does. Being as indecisive as ever. It's quite hard to say in the morning, especially when it's just gone 6-7 AM. I'm going to head back over to the ledge, close to where I was last night, close to where I was catching that bream. Just with this tide and this current, what I'm hoping is all the fish are kind of sat at the bottom of the ledge, because what's happening is the tide would be coming over the ledge and then sweeping down. And typically I think you find what fish tend to do in those kind of currents is they'll sit right at the bottom of the ledge with the current coming over them like that. And I mean, there's 3 or 4 boats over there already fishing it, so I'm gonna head over there just until my mum comes out, and then we'll head over for the bream. Right, there we go, all settled now. Just time to catch some fish. So I'm pretty much on the spot that I was on the other day. Not the other day, last night even. Bit of a blur. Where I was catching those bream. So I'll give you a show in the daylight actually, because you better see kind of, I guess, like land as like a reference. But there's Hengistbury Head. You can see there's a few boats out there fishing the ledge, same as me. There's the beach huts right in the distance over there. So I was moored up just behind those, behind the safety of that kind of little Muddyford Spit area, which is why it was flat calm and it's always, well, real nice in there. And then over there you've got Bournemouth in the distance. Oh sorry, you've got Boscombe first. So Southbourne Beach, Boscombe, Bournemouth that way out into kind of like the mist. The visibility's not good enough to see right into the distance. Sandbanks, and then way out there, which you can't see because it's completely misted up, is Old Harry Rocks. And that way is Isle of Wight, and again in the distance, probably can't see it, is the Needles, which is potentially going to be our destination for later. But look at this for a morning, honestly. What a live, oh, and right on camera we have a bite. Did you see that bite? Let's go guys. Oh, I don't think he's taken. I think it was just a big teasing bite. So I'm just going to anchor up off the ledge guys, because it seems to be pretty active here, and I'm drifting pretty quick as well, considering for my boat normally doesn't drift too well. So I'm going to anchor up here and leave my bait in the water for a bit. So yeah, what guys, I'll put this one in, within seconds I've got bites on that. Now it might be just nibbles on the mackerel, or it might be something else. Just going to put a bit of action into that little lure that's down there. See if we can't invite a bite. Another big bite on that rod, the one that we've just put down there. There it is, you see it? I want to see a big take. Oh, and that rod's going off as well now. Yep, I think we have one on there. Yeah, we're on guys. First fish of the morning. Oh, was it come off? Oh, he came off, he took my bottom bit of bait. Damn it. Look at that. Stripped it clean. Well, at least he got a feed out of me. Alright, that one's back down there again. Straight away, we got bites. There's probably something quite little that's nipping away at the mackerel. I can feel them. It might be bream again, you know. But I'm surprised why that rod's not going off. I can feel them attacking it. Okay, leads on. Let's get this one in. Oh wow, am I straight on? I'm straight on guys. Straight on a fish. Oh, it's come up, no it hasn't. He's still on. I think it's a bream, the way it's fighting. I think it's foul hooked. Oh guys, it is a lovely bream. That is what I came here for. This is what I wanted last night. That is an eating size bream. Get in. I knew those feathers would do what I wanted. Check him out, what a beauty. Right, and just to be sure, I knew it was bream. So 23 is our legal limit. 23 or 22, I can't remember now. Oh. He is 30. So he is good eating size, guys. You're coming home with me. Get in. I couldn't even get my rods back in the water to give you a show of this one. Another good sized bream. 2 down. That's what happened last night. Yeah, it's another bream. Oh, he came off. Big size one though. Yeah, same size as the one before, I think. There he is. Smaller one though, I think. I'll give him a measure though. 24, he's keeper size. Do you want him?
No, it's alright, put it back if it's just about.
Alright. Oh, I just got followed up by a garfish. Yeah. Followed my feathers up to the surface. It might be, yeah. It was either that or an eel, but it was something long, it looked like a garfish. I thought like, oh, I've got something on my hook, and then I just saw this big thing like this come right up to the top, and then it just split off. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah, it did it again. It's following me up, but it won't take the bait. I think it might be seeing the boat and seeing me and then being scared off at the last minute. Yeah, it's right here. It's right on my lure. Very snaggy ground here, so I'm just going to try and flip the anchor by going other side of it. Pull from a different angle, hopefully. There we go. We're loose. Just a bit of to-ing and fro-ing sometimes if you get your anchor stuck in snaggy ground. I've never actually lost an anchor. I've definitely had it stuck like that, but never lost one. Only thing to be mindful is when you're doing that, obviously, that you don't go over your anchor line when you're trying to like pivot around it. But as long as you're careful of that, then you're all good. Okay, so plan is I've got about probably an hour or so before I want to head back in. We're going to head over to kind of nearish, not as far as Isle of Wight, but kind of off New Milton Beach area, where it's a lot of shingle. It's a patch we've never fished before, but that's where they're supposed to be catching a lot of bream, so we'll give that a go. Oh, my mum's just caught a garfish. I think it was the garfish I was just playing with. Let's go take a look. Yeah, that is the one that was playing with me a second ago. There you go. Yeah, good little garfish. So, find ourselves on a beautiful bit of coastline. I genuinely love where I live, and I love being out here and making the most of it, which is exactly what we're doing today. We've just kind of come from over that way in the distance. My mum is somewhere around there, I think, making her way. There she is. You can see her over there. So I'm in about 6 meters of water. So that's a shingle beach there, all along here. The thought is that there's a lot of bream here. It's a bit of a, I think, a nursery or kind of like breeding ground and safe haven, whatever you want to call it, whatever reason they're here. This is typically where bream tend to be, and some other fish. Never fished it here before. Keen to give it a go. My mum's anchored just ahead of me there, and she's going to set her rods out. She's actually going to put her chum slick out from there, which I'm going to benefit from, so will she. And then I've got a little bit of chum left, which I've got hanging off the back there, but I am starting to run low. So we should have a nice, there's not too much of a current, there's a slight current coming through. Very, very slight, but it should pick up in a bit. Although having said that, I'm probably only going to stay out for another 30 to 45 minutes depending on how things go, because I want to go back and then get cleaned up, get sorted, and then probably head out to the Needles later on. We'll see if we do catch anything on shingle. Was it worth the trip? Definitely worth the trip. Look at the scenery. So the plan is I'm going to head home, grab Phoebe, bring her out. We're going to do some snorkeling this afternoon. My mum's staying out. She's going to target some gurnard, some bass, some more bream maybe. And I'm going to bring the barbecue out and we're going to have a little catch and cook hopefully. I've got these 2 bream that are good eating size anyway, so I'll probably sit them on the barbie, think of a quick recipe, but I need to head back in, refuel, grab Phoebe, come back out and enjoy the rest of this amazing day. Oh, I love it. Getting it splashed. What to say about this? What you've just seen there is the very last moments of my GoPro as I managed to jump in the sea without the battery compartment sealed. This sadly meant I couldn't record a beach catch and cook. Luckily for me, yourself and this video, I didn't lose all the footage I'd recorded over the past 24 hours, so you still got this video. Although I did get some snaps of a fantastic sunset bream session I had on the way back. I did however film a bream cook up when I got home, which we can look at now instead. Bream can be a tricky fish to cook with all its sharp spines, so first thing to do is cut them off and then descale the skin, if you intend on eating it. You'll then want to gut the fish and cut some small slices into the side to allow your flavour to soak in. Once complete, I chose to use a simple garlic and herb butter spread with some fresh lemon, which I rubbed on the skin and filled in the belly cavity. Wrapped in foil and placed in the oven for about 20 minutes, this came out absolutely perfectly with a side order of chips. Despite the lost camera, this was probably one of the most fun videos I had filming on one of the best weekends of the year, so I really hope you enjoyed it too. I am aiming to grow the channel to 250 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you would like to hit the sub button, please do. But for now, until next time.